Why is it so hard, guys? All you'd have to do is not want to stand exactly in the mathematical center of your designated position, and you should be moving away when someone arrives at the same point. Alright, you can fight if you can't touch each other. Here's a question every game developer is guaranteed to have asked at least once. How to develop a game? I studied programming at university. I'm good at it, I love it, so you could say I have a big advantage over most of the beginner one-man armies. Yet, it was not easy to find the answer, and to this day I have only known a small slice of this complex cross-disciplinary activity. But I knew where to start looking for the answer. That's right, in Zero-View tutorial videos, where the Indian gentleman explains the most obscure programming solutions in a thick accent in 5 minutes that even my grandmother could understand, while a dying fan rattles in the background. All credits to you, you carry the entire programming community on your shoulders. I don't know about you, but when I have to learn a new technology, I can divide the process into 3 major parts. The first, when you don't know anything yet, and you copy every bit of the tutorials with attention to detail. The second is when you start to understand the basics and try to implement your ideas. You're still following videos, but you're free to jump between them and fit into your code. And the third, when you rarely need help, a short description of the solution is enough. There's more room for improvement above that, but from here, you have a practical knowledge you can use. I started this process with the brilliant videos on the Heartbeast YouTube channel. If you want to get to know the basics of Godot, you can get through the first phase in just one series. At the time of writing my video, a series of Godot 4 tutorials is well underway, but I think the Fox top-down tutorial is the best so far. Although, it's still on 3.2 and 3.5 versions, so it requires a bit of extra work to convert. So, get started with the series on version 4. Then jump on the Fox, and I guarantee you get level 2 of my learning curve by the end. When preparing for development, I started with the Alien demo, because I was thinking of a side-scroller game. But I quickly dismissed that idea because side-scroller simply doesn't allow for the kind of detailed NPC behavior I would like. Since I didn't want to add unnecessary verticality, the NPCs would just walk down a single corridor, which is not enough. So I started the Fox tutorial to put my plans into top-down form. Meanwhile, Godot 4 and with it GDScript 2 came along, which caused a bit of a headache. It was hard work to port it to the new version, but in retrospect, it was well worth it. I learned so much more. I finished the tutorial. It's time for real development. I plan to test that my plans worked before I began the game. So, first I built Prototype 1, Prototype Fancy Hat, Prototype Guest and Prototype Crossroads. Although a lot was still vague, I had definite ideas about NPCs and their AI. As this game is really a hide-and-seek with extras, it is very important that the NPCs be clever and give the player enough challenge. I wanted to create a self-acting ecosystem on the maps that works independently of the player and reacts to their actions. NPCs go to work, play, talk, eat, drink, poop, sleep, and I could go on and on. I decided to start with this. But before an NPC can start working, it must first be able to go to its workplace. Although every student of programming has had a few sleepless nights due to theory of navigation, Godot has a built-in system for this in the form of the navigation region and the navigation agents. Although the implementation didn't turn out to be difficult, I had a hard time finding material for it, so I show you a quick tutorial. First, let's create a navigation region on the map. This is done like a collision, there is no difficulty. Then we give the character we want to move a navigation agent as a child, and then add it as a variable in the script. We also add the max speed and a destination export variable to specify the node we want to reach. Create a physics process function. In it, we write a selection in which check 2 things. Whether we have reached the destination yet, and whether the destination is reachable, so it is on the navigation region. If the result is true, we ask the agent for the location of the next step, and simply navigate to it. Of course, this needs to be extended to make it usable in practice, but as I always say, it's all up to your imagination from there. We can move our NPCs and make it move itself to a given point. In the next video, we will introduce the jobs and the manager, who will assign the jobs to the workers.